Hi everyone, I am filming this from my office at home. It's Friday and I am filming this in anticipation of our next class meeting, for which we won't actually be meeting in person. Instead, you're going to follow the instructions that I'm going to give you here, and you can start whenever you're ready. This assignment will be due Monday night at 11:59, so you can use our class time to do it, or like I said, you can get started on it a little early if you like to get things kind of out of the way. So I want to talk a little bit about research and what I'm asking you to do in this assignment that's a little bit different than what we did in our last class meeting on Wednesday. So Wednesday's class, you basically were scouring the internet for sources that were related to your research topic. So you found a online article and you found a creative text of some sort that you thought was connected to the situation or the topic that you plan to research for this final project. The assignment you're going to complete for me today is similar, but you will be looking for an academic source rather than non-academic sources. And I want to explain what I mean by that. You may have talked about this in high school some, but it's becoming more critical in your career in college that you understand the difference between those two sources. So actually what I have to show you on the screen here is an academic journal. So I actually published in this one. I did a book review for it and it came out just this semester. But this book is different than maybe like some of the other books on my bookshelf behind me because it is comprised of authors who are specialists in a specific field. And the pieces inside this journal have been peer-reviewed to a really high standard before it's published. This happens so that the things people are saying in journals are seen as more credible often than something that somebody just publishes on their blog. Like I can write a blog right now and publish it, and you could read it. And I may say some smart stuff on there, but it wouldn't be exactly the same as the kind of material that you find in an academic journal where someone writes it, lots of other people read it, they make edits, it goes through a lot more processes. The thing that's challenging nowadays is that you can find academic journals the same way that you can find blogs. They actually look the same on the internet. So when we're researching, sometimes we don't really recognize that there's a difference between those two kinds of things, academic sources versus like news articles or websites. There's nothing really superior about an academic source necessarily. Every kind of source is valuable for its own reasons. But what I'm hoping that you will identify through this project in particular is the differences between the two and how some can be more useful depending on what you're talking about and how others are applicable too. If you were in class on Wednesday, I showed you a really long works cited page of a project that I'm working on. For that project, I used only academic sources, but I'm working on a PhD in a specific field, so of course that's what I use. In other projects that I've done in my PhD, I've used very popular sources and things that I saw on the internet. In fact, I just did an entire project on a famous person's Twitter account. I was analyzing their tweets. So you can analyze anything, but again, this is about making the distinction between those kinds of sources. So what I'm going to do right now is actually screen record my computer and show you what I want you to do for this class period so that you can do this on your computer at home and be prepared to turn in this Essay Building 3.2 assignment. So this is the easiest way to kind of do this work. What you're going to do to start is you're going to go to the library webpage for the university. You can just type West Georgia Library and this will be the page that comes up. If you're on campus when you do this, I think it'll automatically sign you in, but you may actually have to sign in with your UWG credentials. I'm already signed in on the screen, I think, so if it asks you to sign in, you'll use your login to get, just like you would get into Coursera. But here's what's going to happen. You're going to come to this home page. It has a lot of options right here, and some of this is really useful. You could play around and see about the research guide, see if there's anything useful to you. But honestly, for the purpose of this assignment, you can kind of just get by with what I'm about to show you. So you can go to this search bar here, and what I recommend is that you type in social media because much of what we're talking about in these projects has to do with social media. But then I recommend that you go ahead and type in a search term that's your trope. So let me, what did I do last class? I think I did history of Twitter. So why don't I just see if that comes up? I think I did maybe history of Pinterest, but I'll just do history of Twitter. Now, I haven't Googled this yet in this website before, so I don't really know what's going to pop up. This is all, trial and error for me too. But this should be a good kind of appropriate search to do for like a preliminary viewing. So once you do that, it'll take you through, and it gave me a lot of sources, 283,000. So this is a lot, but I usually will just still look and see what comes up on the first page. One is social media good for history. The next is tracking the history and evolution of entities. I don't know if that one's as useful. This is the impact of social media on history. That could be cool. Social media and misinformation, that might be applicable to some of the other things. So you see there's kind of like some stuff that's useful here, but some not. Social media and terrorism probably isn't as useful. We're not really seeing much about like where Twitter came from. So we notice this, we're like, okay, what do I do? Also notice when you look at this first search term, on the left here it says journal, but some of them say periodical. What you really want on this assignment in particular, since I'm asking for journals, is just to find the sources that are from academic journals. So if you scroll down a little bit, you can see there's a spot you can click here and just exclude it to academic journals. So I recommend that you do that so that you make sure you don't get like something from a newspaper that happens to be in this database. So what you're searching on right here, keep in mind, it's kind of like Google, but it's for academic journals and also other sources. So it's this big, huge database with a lot of information. So that's why it can kind of get overwhelming. But if you notice, when I said journals only, I came down to 81,000, which is still a lot, but not as many as it was before. So, okay, now we're scrolling down and seeing what happens here. This is some history of how the social media platform was used. Tracking the history and evolution of large social media archives. That one could be really interesting. And then some of the ones from last time came up too. So some of this is really useful. Some of it may not be. You may have to change some of the terms. You could do something like creator of Twitter and see if anything else comes up. And we have a kitty. Please excuse her. So I typed in creator of Twitter. And looks like we have some ebooks that talk about this, some more sources at the bottom, a lot of interesting things that pop up, some more useful than others. So here's the thing, it won't happen perfectly for every single search. You may have to change some of the terms. You may have to also add more terms like creator of Twitter. That could help you find more of what you're looking at. And remember, if you were doing history of a social media platform, you could have done any of them. Let's do another one like social media and beauty. I came up with like several options already of like fill in the blank. Social media and beauty standards. I'm sure this one will have a lot. Let's see. Let me sign in and make sure, because sometimes that'll help pull up more sources. There we go. So you can see a lot of sources here popping up for this, because this is a really popular topic. Tons and tons and tons and tons. So again, it's one of those things where like this, it's not your responsibility in this assignment to find all of the sources about the topic that you're talking about. Not at all. It's just, I want you to find 3 that seem related to what you want to talk about. Remember, you're doing this as an annotated bibliography, so even if the sources if they contradict one another, that's kind of okay, because the point is just to look at a lot of different things about one single topic. So this is what you're going to do. Now, let me show you what I want you to do next. This is another little tip. So when you're scrolling along on here, you'll see some of these have like the HTML version, some of them have the PDF, some of them say find it. That means that it's in a journal that West Georgia doesn't have access to. Now you can request it from the library, but instead of doing that, what I'm actually going to recommend is if you scroll down right here, I showed you how to limit it to academic journals. You also can limit the search to what we have available as a full text. So if you see that little box right there, you can click it and it will show you only what is actually able for you to just click immediately from West Georgia. So let me show you one of those. Here's an interesting article, The Positive Effect of Not Following Others on Social Media. So I'm actually going to click this article. I'm going to show you how to get the MLA citation for it from here. So you'll click this, you'll be able to access the PDF of it, you'll see the authors, all that stuff. But here's the fun and helpful tip. You can click Cite here, and when you do that, it'll pop up this citation generator. You need to scroll down to MLA 8th edition, but you're just going to copy that and use it as your citation in your paper. Now make sure it's the same font as the rest of the paper. You should change it to Times New Roman 12-point font, double spaced, but it at least gets all that stuff that you need in place for you. So your job for this assignment will be to get on the library website and find 2 of these academic articles before the day ends on Monday. You need 3 for the final project, but just like Wednesday's class, I want you to get a head start of getting at least 2 of these sources ready by Monday. When you get the sources, you're going to get that MLA citation and put it on the Word document that you're about to submit. But that's not all I want you to do. I don't want you to just find them by Monday. I also want you to write a summary of them just like you did with the 2 non-academic sources. So a brief summary about what you learned from reading the article. And then I also want you to do the TDQA process that you did with the non-academic sources. So track down a detail or a very specific quote from the academic article. I'll have questions posed for you to ask about it, just the same ones from the non-academic source. And then I want you to spend some time coming up with some analytical responses that connect what you read to the social dilemma, whether that's by saying, this supports the social dilemma totally, or whether it's like, it doesn't really support it at all, it says something opposite, or whatever happens. We'll all have different experiences depending on what you pick. So I'll have written instructions for this too that I'm posting, but it's 2 academic sources that you find using the West Georgia Library website that's due Monday. Give me the MLA citation for it, a short summary paragraph of each of them, and then that TDQA analysis of each of them. So that's what's due at the end of class. This is why we're not having class, because it'll take a little bit of time for you to do this, but you should be able to complete this in what would be a single class period's worth of time. So let me know if you have any questions. I will be on campus Monday. I still am teaching my World Lit class. So if you actually need to talk to me about anything, we can set up a virtual appointment, or we can meet for office hours or something like that if you need any help with anything that you've got going on. All right, I'm going to get this posted. You guys have a good weekend. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you on Wednesday.